Hey guys, welcome to another day on the shop. Today we're going to be working on a 2011 GMC Sierra. Let's go see what's wrong with it. Alright, it's a nasty day outside as you see. Rain's just falling and crap's everywhere. So, 2011 GMC. So, we have an issue with trying to crank the vehicle. Getting in here, you have the key and the key tumbler. It won't turn. It goes that far. Doesn't matter how hard you try and do it, it will not turn. Push it in, it won't turn. Pull it out, it won't turn. You gotta get in a sweet spot. So turn it, and you push it in and out until it clicks over, so it catches, and then you can crank it. All right. Well, turn it off. The key tumbler does the same thing. Again, sticks. So you gotta keep pressure on it, moving it back and forth, and eventually it will catch and turn, just like that. But we want to solve that issue, so we're gonna go inside and look at the solution. So here's the solution. Bud Dorman, GM makes the copy of it. It's basically an ignition tumbler for a key in a kit, so you don't have to have your key reprogrammed to go towards your vats and all that after you replace it, if you were to replace just a generic one with a key. This one comes with all the little hardware and everything else you need. Comes with different little springs, different key locks, all kinds of different ones. So just like that. Comes with your directions for the whole thing. You also have some grease, and you can actually call them and talk to them to help you through it. So this little tumbler right here, it has slots all right there, and those slots are what make the lock the lock. Let's figure all this out and get all these key sections in here so that we can fix this and put it in the truck and it work. So let's do that. So before we begin with coating the lock, we're going to hop in here and we're going to start taking this piece off, as well as this piece up here off. And this takes 3 screws right here. Pop this out. There's a retaining pin holding the top in, and then after that you just use a little pick and pull the ignition tumbler out. So that's what we're going to do real quick. Shouldn't take long. So let's get these screws out and pop this off, and we'll be good to go. All right, a little hole right there. You stick a pin in or a pick, and it should pull the ignition tumbler out. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so after you take the panel out, what you're going to do is you are going to turn, or you're going to take the battery loose. You're going to turn this ignition all the way to the on position, and you're going to take your pick. You're going to stick it down in there. Let me kind of press you against the steering wheel here. And as you turn, you're going to hit the release and you pull out with the key. And there you go. There that is. So you're depressing this little part right there. But you have to have the ignition all the way on to do this. So we're going to take this out because it has the tumbler keys in it. And this thing matches just about exactly what the other one does. So we're going to take this and match up these tumblers, or these, yeah, tumblers to these, and we're going to go from there. So we're going to take this one apart now. Okay, so dealing with the old lock. Here's the new one. You have this little retaining clip with these little retainers right here that holds this little bracket on, or piece. So what you do is, I had to pry these off. So you pry that one off, pry this one off, and then once you pry those off, then this mechanism can pop out. And this is just taking apart the old one. Alright, taking that off. This actually holds the pieces in there, and this one's quite worn on the edges there, if you can see it. it'll focus. Now I have a piece of metal that fits just good enough, and you stick it in these holes right here and push out the other side. So my pick does not fit. You can use something smaller, but you're working your way in, and these are spring loaded, so once you get in, they pop out the other side. And each one has a number on it. This one is number 5. You probably can't tell that because it won't focus, but it is number 5. So we're going down the list of these numbers up here. So we're going to go with number 5 is the first one, and then we're going to go to the next one. And we're going to continue to do this all the way back through all of these, and it shows the original key code and then the new key code. And you're going to not have some of these in here because they're going to change up a little bit. So that's what we're going to do. We're reading and we're doing as the directions tell us, but that's how you start taking this apart to find out the numbers you need for your original key. So I'm going to continue to do this. So we have the numbers, they're written out right here, but we get to the last 2 on the original, and I'm trying to figure this part out because the last 2 is a 5 and a 2, which is an X, but then the X goes down here, but it doesn't have a number on it, and the 5 goes straight down. So I'm not sure if we just skip that one altogether or what it is. So we'll figure that out. We might not have one there. I don't know. Let's read and figure that out, and we'll do that. Alright, so reading. This hole is going to be left open, and this hole is going to be left open. This is going to be the end, so it's going to actually be a little bit less once you put it together. So as we're going down the numbers, this is how it goes, and then this one gets kicked out. So we're going to put all these in our new one and see how this works. So let's do that. As you put the new pieces in the new tumbler, be sure to put the new springs in each slot that they fall into before putting the keyed section into the slot. This is so that the metal can retract every single time the key is pulled out. If you don't follow these steps, the key will not work in the tumbler, and the tumbler will not turn. Well, in the number scheme of things, I took the very last one and put it in here, because what you're wanting is right here, this little tab to be down so that you can turn the key. And as you stick your key in, if it doesn't go down all the way and flat, it will not turn the key. So as you see, as it comes out, it comes back up and it goes down once the key's in. So pretty simple and easy. So all you do is you follow the codes on these numbers. If you can even see that number, there's a number right there on the bottom of each little tumbler key, and you just pull them out numerically, and you put them back in numerically, and just follow these instructions as of what stays and what goes. So once you do that, it's pretty simple. We're gonna put this back in, and hopefully it turns and we don't have an issue. So let's do that real quick. So we're making sure that your little piece in there lines up with the way you're sticking the tumbler in. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get our light straight after it blinds me. Alright, so we take our tumbler, and it only can go in one way. So you take it, push it all the way in. There we go. Turn it back, crank, turn it back, pull the key out. Look at that, so much better than it's sticking. Alright, so let's put all this back together and put the battery back on and start her up. We do need to put some grease in it, so I'm going to pull it right back out, put some grease on it so everything moves quite nicely. and it doesn't bind up or anything else like that. And yeah, so let's see how this works. Alright, so the battery's back on. Put this key in, turn it over, and alright. Perfect. So key comes out, key goes in, key goes on. Perfect. Alright, well, we're done with this. Awesome. Well, hopefully this video helped you out a little bit. I'll put the link in the description below for the Dorman key cylinder. And yeah, if you have any questions, just comment down below and ask. Yeah, there's not a video on this, so I'm happy I made one because it's very confusing with the directions. And then tearing stuff apart, you kind of get scared. But yeah, it's simple. Once you see the way it works, it's very, very simple. So you just got to get the combination right. If you don't, then you're going to tear the whole thing back down and figure out your combination. So be careful when you're taking the oil cylinder apart, because you have to have it in order. If you don't, you will not get your key to work. So yeah, if you like this kind of content, please subscribe, like, check out the merch, check out anything in the link in the description below, any of the products used, and everything else. So I want to thank you again, and until next time.